Hey everybody, it's on Nascar 23. You're watching the newest edition of NASCAR Notes. This one will be on the Kobalt Tools 400 that was just run at Las Vegas, the third race of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series season for 2014. I didn't catch the whole race, but I did get the highlights for you, and that's what the show is, just a somewhat quick race recap, really. So, to start off, Team Penske again on the front row. But this time it was swapped around, as you probably heard. Joey Logano on the pole. They're starting to call him Front Row Joey after Joe Nemechek. And then, so they come to the green flag, and just to keep in mind, the fuel window was 53 laps during the race. On lap 17, the caution came out for fluid on the track. Keselowski stayed out of pit road, and the race off pit road was Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson, in third Clint Bowyer, then Austin Dillon, and in fifth Ryan Newman. On lap 23, the restart. Lap 45, another caution for debris in turn 3. Most of the cautions were for debris after this point. On lap 51, Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon lead the field to the green for the restart, and Jeff Gordon actually gained about 5 spots on pit road. On lap 75, the top 10, Jimmy Johnson in first, then Kyle Busch, Dale Jr. in fourth, Jeff Gordon in fifth, Martin Truex Jr., then Matt Kenseth, Austin Dillon in eighth, Brad Keselowski in ninth, Kevin Harvick, and in 10th, Brian Vickers. On lap 77, Kyle Busch took the lead. On lap 88, green flag pit stops begin. During that cycle, Kyle Larson got a penalty for speeding. I believe it was a pass-through penalty. On lap 98, Dale Jr. came off of pit road, ending that pit cycle. He was leading a little over Jeff Gordon briefly before he pitted. And Jeff Gordon wanted to try and stay out to probably get that extra bonus point, but Dale Jr. stayed out too long. Jeff Gordon had to pit. That happened, though. Lap 100, the top 10. First, Kyle Busch. Second, Jimmy Johnson. Then Dale Jr., Kevin Harvick, and fifth, Brad Keselowski. Sixth, Jeff Gordon, and then Martin Truex Jr., Matt Kenseth in ninth, Paul Menard, and 10th, Denny Hamlin. On lap 123, Brad Keselowski clips the wall just slightly with a little bit of right rear damage, but obviously didn't bother him much. On lap 130, Kevin Harvick took the lead over Kyle Busch. On lap 139, the next green flag pit cycle began. So then, the number 17 car entered too fast during that cycle and received the pass-through penalty. On lap 154, the next caution came out for debris on the backstretch. The race off of pit road there was Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, in fourth, Jeff Gordon, and in fifth, Dale Jr. So, then on lap 161, the green flag, Kyle Busch in first, then Brad Keselowski, I believe, staying off again, had second place there. On lap 194, the number 4 car of Kevin Harvick came to pit road with possible brake issues, and went to the garage on lap 198 for that. On lap 199, Paul Menard took the lead from Jimmy Johnson, who had a very strong car all day. He really impressed me. He's not one of the people you'd think about doing very well in most races, but yeah, I think he really impressed me and a lot of people today. Paul Menard had a really strong car all day long. On lap 220, the caution came out for debris on the front stretch. The race off pit road there was Paul Menard in first, then Kyle Busch, Jimmy Johnson in fourth, Brad Keselowski, and in fifth, Joey Logano. On lap 225, Kevin Harvick returned to the track, and on lap 227, the green flag waved once again. Coming to the final lap, well, Dale Jr. was told before the end of the race, despite him being low on fuel, maybe not making it, race as hard as you can. Steve Letarte told him, we got to get to the end of this thing, because he couldn't really save fuel with Brad Keselowski gaining on him. But on the final lap, unfortunately for Dale Jr., ran out of fuel just before turn 3, and Brad Keselowski passed him to win the race. And so Brad Keselowski did win. Dale Jr. ended up finishing second, though. 3 top 2 finishes in a row, which is pretty good. So he still got that points lead. But Brad Keselowski did win, swept the weekend. Dale Jr. has been really strong. This is really a good season for him so far, and I'm not expecting a great race from him at Bristol. He's never been good at Bristol. Auto Club, Speedway, and Fontana. He's finished some good races up front. That's because those were the races where it rained, and he just happened to be up front because of the caution and the pit stops and everything. That's why he finished well there. But anyway, the results. Okay. The results. First, Brad Keselowski, then Dale Jr. in second, and third, Paul Menard in fourth, Joey Logano, then Carl Edwards in fifth. In sixth, Jimmy Johnson, then Ryan Newman in seventh. In eighth, Casey Kane. In ninth, Jeff Gordon, and Matt Kenseth in 10th. In 11th, Kyle Busch. 12th, Denny Hamlin. 13th, Brian Vickers. 17th, the 66 of Jeff Burton. Good race for him. In 20th, finished Trevor Bayne. Danica Patrick finished 21st. Tony Stewart, I don't know what happened to him. Finished 33rd. Kevin Harvick finished 41st. Now, Kevin Harvick didn't miss that many laps, but from what NASCAR.com said, 42 cars finished the race. So probably including Kevin Harvick. So he didn't lose that many laps, but there were enough cars finishing the race to where the laps he lost, the cars that stayed out on track, that weren't out of the race really didn't matter. So the rookie finishers, the best was 16th, Austin Dillon. Then 19th, Kyle Larson. 29th, finished Michael Annett. Justin Allgaier finished 31st. And 35th finished Ryan Truex. Then Cole Witt finished 36th. Alex Bowman 37th. And 40th came Parker Kligerman. So, as I said in last week's show, I play NASCAR Streak to Finish on the NASCAR.com. And it's really it's real easy, and it's real fun too. I like it. And all my 3 picks, you can create 3 entries. If you've never played, create 3 entries. You just pick for each one of those entries every week a driver you think will finish in the top 10. But I think it really requires planning, because I think and the whole season is broken down into segments. So I don't think you can pick the same driver twice. I don't think so. In a segment, so you got to really be careful about that. And it's part strategy too. So I think it is real fun to do. I enjoy playing it. And so my 3 picks were Carl Edwards, Casey Kane, Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson finished 6th, Carl Edwards 5th, and Casey Kane 8th. So I did pretty well there. That was the first time I've ever had all 3 picks top 10. So my streak is pretty much alive. My best right now, I've had 3 top 10 picks in a row, so I always make my most likely pick that one. So anyway, just giving you a little info about that. But next week, Bristol, the Food City 500, I believe. So looking forward to that. Then Auto Club, then Martinsville, Texas, all that. So as always, this is all NASCAR 23, saying thanks for watching. See you guys later.